Oh, welcome to another edition of Opposite Saxes.
It's us again.
Yeah, it is. And actually, welcome to our back patio. Because we said we're going to talk a little bit about gardening and fixing up the outside
Not gardening.
of the house.
We've already done that.
Yeah, well, not only some gardening, but also the little accessories that go along with the garden. Yes.
Tchotchkes.
Yeah. And boy, when you go into a garden center, you can really get sucked in.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
yes.
there are some places near us that you can't consider them a garden center. All they are is ornamental art for your garden.
Metal ornamental.
Metal. Sometimes it's
painted.
Ceramics.
Well, yeah, there's some ceramics. Yes.
And I mean,
Pots.
some of them are life size. I mean, you can get life size animals and sculptures, fountains. It's incredible what is available out there. The metal. The one thing that intrigues me is some of the like metal pinwheel type things. They are metal sculptures and all that turn and spin in the breeze, and all, and then they become animated.
Yeah, but then there's also the paper ones or the foil ones. You've got those too.
Yeah,
there's all different
they
types.
Don't do that much because they're trying to get you to spend a few bucks
yeah.
on the metal ones.
Yeah.
And all there is here, one of my favorites. Tilt your head to the side there. This is one of our
frog.
No, well, there's our frog. Our ceramic frog that we've had for 15 years or so.
Frog needs to seek a new home, but yes.
Yeah. And behind Lauren there is actually a turtle that's there. But this is our bottle tree. It is a metal sculpture and all, and then you drink your Heineken beer.
People are gonna think we're real luscious.
Well, but you see the issue with that is it has to be either Rolling Rock or Heineken beer, because if you want the tree to look green, there aren't that many brands that are green, come in green bottles.
I know, but it looks like we drink a lot.
I have my red butterfly back there in the garden. So those you see those,
and the heart that's over.
Yeah, the heart that's hanging
the other way.
Hanging this way, right there. Yeah, right. That's a metal sculpture, and then there's this whatever you call that dangly thing that also moves and spins a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's fun adding those kind of things to tree limbs and all. What we haven't done yet, and a lot of our neighbors do, is around the top edge of the fence, they put lights, and so there are these new, I don't know what type, it's a filament. It's a clear bulb with a filament in it, and it's usually amber in color. And you just put a string of them around.
But what happens if the bulb burns out?
You have to replace it with a new bulb.
Yeah, who wants to? I got enough problems with the bulbs in my house, let alone the bulbs along the fence.
But
it's just another worry
for the ambiance of having that. The thing is,
well, we don't sit out that much.
We have a neighbor down the way that has those bulbs underneath their pergola on their back porch, but they're on 24/7. Yep.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
They're always on. Other people will have the ones that have the sun, the solar aspect to it, so that it builds up the power during the day in the sun, and then when the sun goes down, the lights automatically goes out. I like those.
A lot of our neighbors have those solar lights up the sidewalk to their house, up the stairs to their houses, which is good for safety reasons.
It lights the sidewalks.
Yeah, and we have them. We just don't use them. I don't think you put them out this year, so there's.
Yeah, and that of course is a good way to go if you don't want to have to string an electrical cord around your fence and all. You could be like where we have those metal posts, just attach a solar type light or something.
Wouldn't it be easier just to paint yellow stripes on our stairs going up to our house?
Well, yeah, that's what some people do, except at night when it's dark.
It's supposed to be reflective.
Well, it's supposed to be reflective, yeah.
Be a lot easier, a lot cheaper.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Or you could put an escalator in.
No.
Down to the street.
No. Or it's not that high. We're not that grandiose here. Yeah, no. But no, there are a lot of people. A lot of people have the signs for the high schools and colleges for their kids.
And it's interesting because we live in an HOA, and you are
not supposed to have those.
You're limited to the signage. They did determine that you could put a sign in your front yard if it said, congratulations to a graduate,
or happy birthday.
Yes, or my son's on the soccer team,
right,
or
right.
that. But even if you put a for sale sign out when your house is for sale, it has to be within a certain size.
It's supposed to be. Yeah.
And you're only allowed to have, I think, one sign at a time. The only option to that is when it's political season.
Yeah, then you're
then you can get candidates signs, endorsement signs for candidates. And I don't know if there's a limit as to how many you can put on your property.
I do not think, but they have to be down by a certain time.
Yeah, you can put them out, I think, 30 days before the election date, and they have to be down within
a week
24 or 48 hours.
Oh, no. A week or two after.
Yeah,
no, that's all. But there are a lot of signs now. There's signs about the religion and quoting Bible verses. I've seen that.
And you're not supposed to have that. If you're going to have, let's say you're going to have some landscaping done at your house. The landscaping company come out and say landscaping done by ABC Landscaping Company. And what they generally will do, or we're notorious for, because of our storms, roofing companies. Well, when a roofing company comes out and gives you a quote to do your roof and you hire them, they may not start for a month, but they'll put a sign on your front yard saying roofing to be done by ABC Roofing. Then, of course, when they leave, they don't take their sign because they figure the longer they leave the sign on your yard and it stays there,
better publicity.
It's advertising.
The only thing is it's getting to be, I mean, the signage is getting to be a little much, whatever it is, for schools, for colleges, whatever. Any signage is getting to be a lot. The ornaments is a different story. Because I don't think that a lot of people go overboard. Maybe they do. I don't know. In our area, we don't. And in the Midwest, I haven't seen anything overboard.
Now we have some trails that go through our community. And so very often when you walk the trails, you see the backyard of your neighbors, because most of the other areas like ours, everything is fenced in, and we have an alleyway, so you don't really see
our backyard,
other than when we go out to sit in it. But when you walk the common ground paths, you get to see a lot of backyards. Some people do absolutely nothing, and others get very, very ornate with their barbecue grills and their landscaping,
and their fire pits, and the lighting on the gazebos,
and they do it not only for their own benefit, but they do it so other people will see.
It's pretty. It's very pretty. Most of it is well done, but there's an expense to it, and there's an upkeep to it too.
Sure.
So, but you have to up your game on everything. Everything is
one of the things that we did, and you can see it in our garden, is for many, many years, we went out every year and we would buy bags and bags and bags of mulch, cedar mulch. With the rains that we get, whenever you would get a big storm, it would just wash a lot of the mulch away. Or then you would go 4, 5, 6 weeks with no rain, and the mulch would retain some of that moisture, and it would rot. And so next season you were putting more mulch in. What we did was we replaced our mulch with crushed granite, and all, it's
Crushed granite rock. Wow.
yeah, it's like it's bigger than sand,
Oh,
but
yes.
smaller
Oh,
than
yes.
rock.
Right.
And it's very easy to spread. It's very easy to maintain, great for drainage,
Mhm.
and it also retains some of that
I
moisture.
think it lasts a lot longer than the mulch.
Yeah, and
Well-
we've had to go out and buy a few bags every year to just fill in
Mhm.
little areas. But boy, what we were spending in mulch constantly, especially if you don't live on a flat lot, if you got any kind of a slope to your lot, that mulch would just wash right out of your garden.
Sometimes the
over
granny
the
does if
over
it's a
the-
bad storm,
Oh,
but
yeah.
not as bad as the mulch.
Right.
But we did that, and now we've also used some rocks. We started using that in the back and the front. Again, helps with the drainage, which I never realized because I wasn't into it that much. In the Midwest, you don't see as much of the
No.
landscaping as you do
The other
further
thing that's
south.
different about here in the Midwest is in Texas, most properties have in-ground sprinkler systems.
Mm,
And then you program to go on 1, 2, 3 days a week for 5 minutes, for 8 minutes, whatever. Up north, you used to put a sprinkler out in their front yard, and you'd turn on the sprinkler and it would go back and forth for a few hours and everything, and
That's
then
right.
you'd turn it off and all. But it wasn't an in-ground system that, of course, also required some kind of maintenance every year or two to be fine-tuned.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I think maybe since we've moved away from the Midwest in many years, that I'm sure it's changed, and I'm sure more people have the in-ground sprinklers.
yeah.
But I mean, you can do as little as you want or as much as you want.
And if you have a patio, we have umbrellas, we've got lounge chairs, and people will generally want to fix it up, because if you spend time out there barbecuing, or you have a table where you like to eat, but you want to create that kind of oasis atmosphere in your
Mhm.
backyard. Our
Right.
backyard is relatively small compared to some people that
Mhm.
have to have riding mowers in order to cut their grass
Yeah.
and all. But if you, no matter what the size of your yard, if you take a little portion of it and you make it into a garden or a place that looks nice, it becomes like your comfortable getaway. And also,
Sanctuary.
we did a show earlier about climate control and all. Having greenery and all, and plants and flowers and things in your yard and all also helps with climate, the
Oh,
climate
it does. It does.
and
Although
the oxygen.
I would rather have that nice green grass. It'd be green cement, but I said that on one of the shows.
Yeah,
It's a lot less upkeep, but
yeah, some people will replace it with astroturf, artificial grass.
yeah,
Or
we've talked about it.
we had this suggestion of
about it.
replacing this grass back here with artificial grass and maybe even a putting green.
Yes, we did. I don't think we're going there.
No, I don't think we're
But the other thing that we haven't talked about, and the concrete, because we've talked about
yes,
putting
that's the other
reconcreting our patio,
extending
an
the
extension of
current
the patio.
concrete patio
Yeah,
to go right out there
And
to the
didn't realize there's so many different types of concrete patios, stamped, whatever. I mean,
Yeah. We had didn't we have a stamped concrete driveway in Florida.
yes, I think we did.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was concrete, but it
Yes.
looked like large pieces of stone.
Right,
Stepping
right,
stones.
right.
And all. It was great. I really like that. There are people that will even put tiled surfaces or stamped
Mhm.
concrete in their garages.
Yeah, although, and I can't think of the word that they're using. They're the epoxy.
Yeah.
They're using epoxy on the garage floors. And I did see it in a home in one of the HOAs here, which I really wasn't enamored with on the outside
Well-
patio for epoxy.
Well, in a large community like ours, there's the exception and then there's the
Yeah.
rules. For instance, there are some people that have virtually no landscaping around the front
Right.
or sides of their homes. Maybe they got a little bush over here and a bush over there.
Well, we have to.
Well, when
mandated.
our place was built, you were required to have a minimum of 2 trees.
Well, that's also the city mandate,
That was a city
City
mandate, and that was again for green space.
right?
We're even supposed to have a minimum percentage of grass
Mhm.
on the property.
That's
You
true.
could do whatever you want with the rest, but 20% or 25% or something had to be green grass. But we originally had 2 big trees in our front yard, and then we also had the Leland cypresses. Was it Leland cypresses that we have in the front yard?
That took down?
No,
Oh, the crepe myrtle.
crepe myrtles. Well, the 2 big trees really got overgrown, and the roots were pushing out our retention wall. And they also got diseased. So we got permission to take out those trees. And in the meantime, the crepe myrtles have matured and grown to be 25 feet tall. So they have now taken the place of the 2 required trees
That we needed. Well, that was fine, and that's good.
in the front yard.
Mhm.
So, wherever you're living, make sure that if it's in a community with an HOA, that you're following the rules.
Or the
And-
city rules.
Yeah, or the city
has
rules
too.
about having the proper number of trees,
Right.
the height,
Mhm.
how long you can allow them to grow before you are mandated to trim
prune
them.
Yeah.
Where we live, a branch is not supposed to be lower than 9 feet over a public sidewalk.
8 feet.
8 feet?
8 feet.
And I mean, there were lots of occasionally people we had to report because when we were out walking the dog and you'd be walking down the sidewalk and you have to
Duck.
go like
Or
that,
get hit in the head.
duck under somebody's
Yeah.
tree limb.
Yeah.
But there's rules, and there are some people that follow all the rules, and there's other people that don't. And
Well, whatever you do, have fun with your yard.
yeah, and if
And
you want
enjoy
to
it.
add some lights for times other than just the holidays. At the end of the year, there are people that will put out those little blinking lights
Mhm.
around the edge of their patios, because in the evening it's nice and refreshing to go out and just have that little bit of twinkle in your backyard.
They're welcome to do that.
Okay, so we'll go twinkle until next week.
Catch you later.
Okay.
Bye.